Do you ever feel like a storm is raging inside you? Conflicting thoughts, swirling emotions, a sense of inner disorder that pulls you in 1,000 different directions. It feels overwhelming, perhaps even frightening. You might wish for perfect calm, for a quiet mind free from this internal battle. We often see this inner chaos as a weakness, something to be hidden or conquered. This feeling is profoundly human. It's the tension between who we are and who we think we should be, the clash of desires, the weight of doubts. We expend so much energy trying to suppress this internal noise, striving for an unnatural stillness. But what if this struggle holds a hidden key? What if the very thing we fear is secretly our greatest source of strength? The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche looked deeply into the turbulence of the human spirit. He suggested something radical, that to reach our highest potential, we mustn't flee from our inner chaos. Instead, we must learn to embrace it. He believed that within this swirling energy lies the raw material for greatness, for becoming truly unstoppable. But what exactly is this inner chaos? It's not just negativity. It's the vibrant, messy, often contradictory landscape of your inner world. It's your passions, your fears, your creative sparks, your untamed ambitions, your deepest questions, all existing at once. It's the full spectrum of your being, raw and unfiltered. Think of a wild garden, untamed and overflowing with life. There are beautiful flowers, yes, but also tangled vines, stubborn weeds, and hidden thorns. This garden is alive, fertile, constantly changing. Your inner world is much the same, a place of immense potential, precisely because it isn't perfectly manicured or predictable. Its wildness is its strength. We are often taught to fear this inner wilderness. Society encourages order, control, predictability. We learn to label strong emotions as bad, conflicting desires as confused, moments of doubt as weakness. We build internal walls, trying to keep the perceived negative parts of ourselves locked away, striving for a polished, acceptable facade. Nietzsche challenged this impulse towards neatness and suppression. He saw that life, in its essence, is tumultuous. To deny the chaos within is to deny a fundamental part of existence, and in doing so, to limit our own vitality. He urged us to look closer, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Consider your deepest passions. Where do they come from? Often they arise from a place of tension, a yearning, even a discontent. That fire in your belly, the drive to create, to explore, to achieve, it's rarely born from placid calm. It emerges from the dynamic interplay of your inner forces, from the heart of the chaos. Think also of your resilience. When have you grown the most? Usually, it's after navigating difficulty, after facing uncertainty or inner conflict. The struggles you overcome, the tensions you learn to hold, these experiences forge strength. Chaos, when navigated consciously, builds your capacity to withstand life's inevitable storms. So the first shift in perspective is crucial. This inner messiness isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of being alive. It's the raw energy of existence coursing through you. Trying to eliminate it entirely is like trying to stop the tides, futile and ultimately life-denying. The goal isn't eradication, but integration. What happens when we habitually suppress this energy? Imagine damming a mighty river. The pressure builds relentlessly behind the wall. It seeks outlets, sometimes bursting forth unexpectedly, destructively. Suppressed emotions, ignored desires, stifled creativity, they don't disappear. They fester. This suppression leads to inner tension, anxiety, sometimes even resentment or bitterness. We feel fragmented, cut off from parts of ourselves. We might feel stagnant, lacking passion or direction, because the very fuel for that passion is being actively contained. Denying our chaos disconnects us from our core vitality. Furthermore, trying to maintain perfect control is exhausting. It requires constant vigilance, a never-ending internal battle against our own nature. This drains precious energy that could be used for growth, creation, and engaging fully with life. The quest for perfect inner order can paradoxically lead to a life half-lived. Nietzsche proposed a different path, amor fati, the love of one's fate. This doesn't mean passive resignation. It means actively embracing all aspects of your life, including the difficult, the messy, the chaotic. It's saying yes to your reality, internal and external, as the necessary ground from which you grow. How do we begin to embrace this chaos? It starts with awareness. Gently turning your attention inward, not to judge or fix, but simply to observe the weather patterns of your mind and heart. Notice the conflicting thoughts, the surges of emotion, the undercurrents of desire, without immediately labeling them good or bad. Imagine yourself as an explorer charting an unknown territory, your own inner world. What landscapes do you find? Turbulent seas of passion, dense forests of doubt, hidden springs of creativity. Approach these areas with curiosity, not fear. What can you learn from them? What power resides there? This means acknowledging difficult emotions like anger, sadness, or fear without being swept away by them. See them as messengers. What is the anger telling you about your boundaries? What is the sadness revealing about what you value? What is the fear showing you about where you need courage? Chaos contains information. It also involves recognizing conflicting desires. Perhaps part of you craves stability while another part yearns for adventure. Or you want connection, yet also value solitude. Instead of seeing this as a flaw, view it as richness. You contain multitudes. The tension between these poles can be a source of dynamic energy. Acceptance isn't approval. You don't have to like every aspect of your inner chaos. Acceptance means acknowledging its presence without resistance. It's saying, "This is here right now. This is part of my current experience." This simple act of non-resistance frees up enormous energy previously used for fighting yourself. Think of a skilled sailor navigating a storm. They don't command the wind or waves to cease. They accept the power of the elements and skillfully adjust their sails, using the wind's force to propel them forward. Embracing inner chaos is similar learning to work with the energy, not against it. Once we stop resisting, we can begin to integrate. This means finding ways to channel the energy of our inner chaos constructively. How can that restless energy fuel your workouts or creative projects? How can that deep sensitivity inform your relationships or artistic expression? Chaos becomes fuel. Consider the artist who transforms personal pain or turmoil into a powerful masterpiece. They don't suppress the darkness, they transmute it. They channel the chaotic energy into form, creating something beautiful, meaningful, and often universally resonant. Your chaos can be the raw material for your own unique creations. Think of leaders who navigate crises. They often possess an ability to hold tension, to make decisions amidst uncertainty, to harness the energy of conflict towards a resolution. They don't crumble under pressure, they find strength within it. This capacity often comes from having faced and integrated their own inner complexities. Even doubt can be integrated. Instead of letting it paralyze you, let it sharpen your thinking. Doubt can prompt deeper inquiry, leading to more robust understanding or refined plans. It challenges assumptions and pushes you towards greater clarity. Integrated doubt becomes critical thinking, a powerful tool. Strong emotions like anger or frustration, when channeled consciously, can become powerful motivators for change. They signal that something needs attention, that a boundary has been crossed, or that injustice exists. Integrated anger isn't destructive rage. It's focused energy directed towards making things right. This process of embracing and integrating chaos is the pathway to becoming, in Nietzsche's sense, unstoppable. But what does that truly mean? It doesn't mean being impervious to pain or failure. It doesn't mean having no more problems. It means something deeper, more resilient. Unstoppable means you are no longer easily derailed by your internal state. You have learned to navigate the storms within. You recognize difficult emotions and thoughts as transient weather, not as the entirety of who you are. Your center remains steady, even when the periphery is turbulent. Unstoppable means you possess a dynamic resilience. Because you have accepted your complexities, you are more adaptable. You can bend without breaking. When setbacks occur, you have access to deeper wells of strength, drawing energy from the very parts of yourself you once tried to suppress. You learn and grow from adversity. Unstoppable means you are fueled from within. Your drive doesn't solely depend on external validation or perfect circumstances. It comes from the integrated power of your passions, your values, even your discontent channeled constructively. You have an inner engine fired by your whole accepted self. Unstoppable means you move through the world with greater authenticity. When you stop warring with yourself, you can engage more fully and genuinely with others and with your purpose. You bring your whole self to the table, the light and the shadow, integrated into a more potent, grounded presence. This isn't about achieving a final state of perfection. It's an ongoing dance, a continuous process of meeting, accepting, and integrating the ever-shifting landscape of your inner world. The unstoppable quality lies in your commitment to this dance, your willingness to engage with all of life. So how can you practice this embrace in your daily life? Start small. When a difficult feeling arises, anxiety, frustration, sadness, pause before reacting or pushing it away. Simply acknowledge it. Anxiety is here. Breathe into it gently. Observe it without judgment. Ask yourself, what might this feeling be trying to tell me? Is there an unmet need, a boundary crossed, a situation requiring attention? Treat the chaotic element not as an enemy intruder but as a potential source of wisdom. Listen with curiosity. Find constructive outlets for intense energy. If you feel restless or agitated, channel it into physical movement, vigorous exercise. If you feel overwhelmed by emotion, try expressing it through journaling, art, music, or talking with a trusted friend. Give the chaos form and direction. Practice self-compassion. Embracing chaos means accepting your imperfections, your contradictions, your struggles. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend navigating difficulty. This softness creates space for integration, whereas harsh self-criticism fuels inner conflict. Notice the moments when you feel most alive, most engaged. Often, these moments contain an element of challenge, risk, or intensity, a spark of the chaos you might usually avoid. Recognize that this vitality is connected to embracing the full spectrum of experience, not just the comfortable parts. Reframe failure or setbacks. Instead of seeing them as proof of inadequacy, view them as information, as part of the messy process of growth. What did you learn? How can this experience make you stronger or wiser? Extract the lesson, integrate it, and keep moving. This reframing is key to resilience. Celebrate small victories in navigating your inner world. Did you sit with discomfort instead of distracting yourself? Did you express a difficult emotion constructively? Did you acknowledge a conflicting desire without judgment? These are acts of courage, steps towards integrating your chaos and becoming unstoppable. Remember Nietzsche's image of the tightrope walker, balanced precariously between abyss and sky, requiring constant adjustment, focus, and courage. Life is this tightrope. Embracing chaos is learning to dance on that rope, using the tension and risk to fuel your journey forward, rather than letting it paralyze you. The promise isn't a life free from difficulty, but a life where you are no longer fundamentally threatened by it. Your inner chaos transforms from a source of fear into a wellspring of energy, creativity, and unwavering strength. You learn to trust your capacity to navigate whatever arises within you or around you. This journey requires patience. It's not an overnight transformation, but a gradual unfolding, a deepening relationship with yourself. Be gentle, be persistent. Each small step towards acceptance and integration builds momentum, strengthening your inner foundation day by day. The goal is the process itself. Recognize that chaos often precedes creation. Think of the primordial chaos before the universe formed, or the messy studio before the masterpiece emerges. Periods of inner confusion or upheaval can be fertile ground, preparing you for a breakthrough, a new level of understanding, or a burst of creativity. Don't fear the void. Question the desire for constant happiness or ease. Nietzsche argued that striving only for pleasure and avoiding pain leads to a shallow existence. True fulfillment, deep joy, often comes from overcoming challenges, from engaging fully with the tragic and beautiful complexities of life, chaos included. Notice how nature itself thrives on cycles of creation and destruction, order and chaos. Storms clear the air, fires regenerate forests, seasons change. Life is dynamic, not static. Aligning yourself with this natural rhythm, accepting the chaotic phases within yourself, brings you into greater harmony with existence. Embracing chaos allows for greater spontaneity and intuition. When you're not rigidly controlling every thought and feeling, you create space for unexpected insights, creative impulses, and gut feelings to surface. Your inner wisdom often speaks from the wilder, less structured parts of your mind. Listen. This approach can transform relationships. By accepting your own complexities, you become more tolerant and understanding of the complexities in others. You recognize their inner chaos, their contradictions, and can meet them with more empathy and less judgment, fostering deeper, more authentic connections. Consider the concept of the Dionysian spirit in Nietzsche's work, the wild, ecstatic, primal energy associated with chaos, intoxication, and creation. He contrasted this with the Apollonian order, reason, form. He believed true greatness arises from the dynamic interplay and integration of both forces, not choosing one but embracing the tension. So, embracing your inner chaos isn't about becoming chaotic or losing control. It's about expanding your capacity to hold complexity. It's about becoming a larger container, able to encompass more of your own experience without being overwhelmed. This spaciousness is strength. Think about your unique gifts and talents. Are there aspects you've suppressed because they seemed too intense, unconventional, or chaotic? Perhaps your greatest potential lies dormant in those very areas. Embracing your inner chaos might unlock doors to expression and contribution you never thought possible. The unstoppable person isn't fearless but courageous. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite fear. By acknowledging your fear, part of the chaos, and integrating its message, you can move forward with purpose. The fear informs you but doesn't paralyze you. Reflect on the word passion. Its root relates to suffering, to undergoing something intense. True passion is often intertwined with the chaotic, challenging aspects of life. By embracing the full spectrum, including potential pain or difficulty, you unlock deeper levels of passion and purpose. This perspective frees you from the tyranny of perfectionism, the need to have everything figured out, to be perfectly calm and ordered before taking action dissolves. You understand that messiness is part of the process. You can act amidst the chaos, learn as you go, and adapt along the way. Embracing inner chaos fosters creativity. Creativity rarely flows from a perfectly ordered mind. It arises from novel connections, unexpected juxtapositions, the willingness to explore ambiguity and uncertainty, all hallmarks of a mind comfortable with a degree of chaos. Integration fuels innovation. As you practice acceptance, you might notice a shift in your baseline state. Not necessarily constant bliss, but a deeper sense of groundedness. The inner storms may still come, but they feel less threatening, more like passing weather systems within a vast, stable sky. Your core self remains undisturbed. This path requires letting go of rigid identities. I am an anxious person. I am not creative. I am always disorganized. These labels limit you. Embracing chaos means accepting that you are constantly evolving, a dynamic process rather than a fixed entity. This fluidity is freedom. Trust the process. Your psyche has an innate intelligence, a drive towards wholeness. By relaxing the desperate need for control and allowing the chaotic elements to surface and be met with awareness, you cooperate with this natural integrating tendency. healing and growth can happen more organically. Nietzsche spoke of the will to power, not as domination over others, but as the fundamental drive of life to express itself, to grow, overcome obstacles, and reach its fullest potential. Embracing your inner chaos aligns you with this fundamental life force, channeling it constructively. Consider times you felt in the zone or experienced flow. In these states, there's often a letting go of conscious control, an immersion in the present moment where action feels effortless. This can involve embracing a degree of uncertainty or complexity, tapping into the productive side of chaos. This embrace is not about indulgence or letting destructive impulses run rampant. It's about conscious integration. It requires discernment, knowing when to channel energy, when to set boundaries, when to seek support. It's harnessing the wild horse, not letting it trample everything. How does this connect to being unstoppable? When you are no longer at war with half of yourself, all that energy becomes available for moving forward. You face external challenges with greater inner coherence and resourcefulness. Your internal battles cease to drain your power. Ask yourself today, what part of my inner chaos have I been rejecting? What might happen if I approached it with curiosity instead of fear? Just entertaining the question begins to shift your relationship with your inner world, opening the door to integration. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate the shadows, but to integrate them into the light. Wholeness includes both. True strength lies not in being purely good or calm, but in being fully human, capable of navigating the entire spectrum of experience with awareness and courage. This perspective can bring profound relief. The pressure to be perfect, to always feel good, to have everything under control, it lifts. You grant yourself permission to be human, messy, complex, and evolving. This acceptance is itself a powerful form of freedom. The energy previously locked in internal conflict can now flow outwards, into your work, your relationships, your engagement with the world. You become more present, more vital, more capable of making a meaningful contribution. Your integrated self has more to offer. Nietzsche famously said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." He saw chaos not as an endpoint, but as the necessary precondition for creation, beauty, and the highest forms of human expression. It is the fertile darkness from which light emerges. So, the path to becoming unstoppable isn't about eliminating your inner chaos. It's about transforming your relationship with it. It's about recognizing its potential, accepting its presence, and learning to skillfully integrate its energy into the fabric of your life. This journey makes you less brittle, more flexible. Like bamboo that bends in the wind, you develop suppleness. You can encounter strong forces, internal or external, and adapt, respond, and endure, rather than shattering under pressure. This flexibility is true strength. Embracing chaos leads to a deeper self-trust. You learn that you can handle difficult emotions, you can navigate uncertainty, you can find your way through confusion. This trust isn't based on predicting the future, but on knowing your own capacity to meet whatever comes. When you stop fighting yourself, you gain clarity. The mental fog created by constant suppression begins to lift. You see your situation, your choices, and your own inner landscape more clearly. This clarity allows for more intentional action and wiser decisions. The unstoppable quality isn't aggressive, it's grounded. It's a quiet confidence born from self-acceptance and inner resourcefulness. It's the strength of a deep river, not the noisy crash of a shallow brook. It flows persistently towards its destination. This approach fosters a more profound connection to life itself. By embracing the full spectrum of your inner experience, you engage more deeply with the richness and complexity of the world around you. Life feels more vibrant, more meaningful, when you allow yourself to fully feel it. Think of your inner world not as a problem to be solved, but as a source to be drawn from. Like a deep well, it contains nourishment, challenge, and hidden treasures. Embracing chaos means being willing to lower the bucket into the depths and see what comes up. Ultimately, becoming unstoppable means becoming more fully yourself. Not a polished, perfect version, but an integrated, resilient, authentic self, capable of navigating life's inherent chaos with courage, creativity, and a deep sense of inner alignment. You become the artist of your own life. It's about finding the eye of the storm within you, that place of calm awareness that can hold the surrounding turmoil without being consumed by it. Cultivating this inner center allows you to engage with chaos, yours and the world's, from a place of strength and clarity. So the invitation is this: befriend your inner chaos. Turn towards it with curiosity and courage. Learn its rhythms, understand its messages, channel its power. It is not the enemy you thought it was. It is the raw, untamed energy of life itself, waiting to be integrated. This embrace doesn't promise an easy life, but a potent one. A life where you are not limited by fear of your own depths, but empowered by them. A life where challenges become opportunities for growth, and inner turmoil becomes fuel for creation. In accepting your chaos, you reclaim parts of yourself you may have disowned long ago. This integration brings a sense of wholeness, a feeling of coming home to yourself, which is perhaps the most profound strength of all. You are no longer divided, but unified in your complexity. Let go of the need for constant control. Embrace the unpredictable dance. Trust that by meeting your inner chaos with awareness and acceptance, you unlock the very power needed to navigate life's complexities and become truly, authentically, unstoppable. Your inner world in all its messy glory is not a liability. It is your unique source code for resilience, creativity, and power. Dare to explore it, dare to accept it, dare to integrate it. The strength you seek is already within you, woven into the very fabric of your chaos. Consider this final thought. What if the parts of you that you fear the most hold the keys to the life you most desire? What if embracing your inner chaos is the ultimate act of self-liberation, paving the way for you to become the unstoppable force you were always meant to be?